I should have considered getting a new razor for Black Friday. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, Adrian here for Digital Dojos. And in true tech tuber slash influencer fashion right now, we're talking deals because everybody's talking about the Black Friday deals, the holiday shopping. It's like peak consumerism season right now. And I figured I'd toss in my personal top tech deals of Black Friday, Cyber Monday, the holidays in general. I'm shooting this on the 26th, Saturday, so the day after Black Friday. But as we all know, Black Friday is like an arbitrary date at this point. The sales start like weeks earlier. They go for weeks later. These sales are going to be there. So these are just some of my picks that you may be able to take advantage of. Now, before we get into the list of things, and it's going to be a long one, and we're going to kind of go through some of these live. Hey, future Adrian, jumping in here as I edit this. Two things. One, of course, there are timestamps down below to make it easier for you to jump to the category of products that you might be interested to hear me talk about. Two, just to make this that much easier, there's a lot of products and stuff that I'm going to be talking about and links to specific things and deals and sales that are going to unfold over the upcoming days. So I made a Google Sheet, a link that you can click in the description down below. I'm going to try to keep this Google Sheet updated over the next week or so in terms of the deals that I've found and then potential deals on certain products. So if you're interested in looking for the links to corresponding products that I mentioned, check out the link in the description down below for the overall sheet to make life easier. All right, back to the video with my recommendations built in. Obviously, general rule of thumb here, I tweeted this out when it comes to these sales. If you didn't need it before, you probably don't need it now. It needs a very strong word there. Now, if you were interested or looking into a specific category or product before, now may be a time to consider it, just because you'll get it for cheaper or less than you originally would if you were going to get it anyway. Also a great time to take advantage if you're buying gifts for the holiday season. At the end of the day, money not spent is always going to be better than money saved, so take that into account, take your budget into account, and shop at your own, caution, if you will. But nonetheless, let's talk a little bit about some Black Friday, some Cyber Monday, some holiday sales and deals broken up by categories and products I recommend because I've tested them in the past, I reviewed them, I own them, or just have had some experience with to a degree. If I haven't, I'll make sure to note that and link to a lot of these products that we're talking about, all of these products we're talking about, in the description down below. Keeping in mind, some of these will be affiliate links, so it helps me out if you decide to purchase. All right, let's dive into it. And I wanted to start the categories off by talking about what I would consider like big ticket Black Friday items. When I think like quintessential Black Friday, I used to line up all the time back in the day as a kid. And I would think TVs, laptops as the two major big ticket items that most people would consider when it came to these Black Friday deals. So let's jump into it. I want to talk about TVs first, and I'm going to actually start on the higher end and then kind of go down into some budget recommendations and my kind of favorites there. With the higher end, I have a little bit more experience in this category because I've bought a couple TVs this year. More notably, just a week ago, I picked up the TV that's sitting behind me, which is the Samsung S95B. And in all honesty, if you were looking for like the high end, the best TV that you can kind of get right now, it's going to come down to a couple categories. First off, let's talk about the Samsung S95B because that's just recently what I picked up. This is being touted as one of the best TVs of 2022. Easily one of the top picks you can get, and easily in the top 3, whether you rank it 1, 2, depends. But this is a QD OLED, a quantum dot OLED, so this is a high quality OLED panel, which means you're gonna get those true, blacks, and then you're gonna get really vibrant colors because of that quantum dot. So the color accuracy, the vibrancy here is really what stands out with the S95B. This comes in 55-inch, 65-inch, and is going for quite literally about $450 to $500 off right now. And if you buy it at Best Buy like I did, you get a free Xbox controller. So, nice little value there. But again, this QD OLED, amazing panel. It does run Tizen OS, which is probably my biggest con of it. I'm not a big fan of Samsung's Tizen series. But this is an amazing panel, amazing gaming display, supports 120 hertz, great refresh rate. All the stuff you're gonna want, you're gonna get in this TV. If you're a gamer, if you just want really great movie quality, this is an all-in-one TV that you cannot be disappointed in for the most part from a technical perspective. Again, get it for about $450 to $500 off right now on these Black Friday deals. Now, in that same vein, the LG C2 is probably the other TV that is highly talked about in this category, at least, and one that I've also use and have. I have a C2 sitting in front of me right now, and this one's a little bit more versatile, and it kind of goes head to head in that top spot for the TV of 2022 in my opinion, in my experience. More so because the C2 is versatile and it comes in sizes as small as 42 inches, which right now you can get on multiple sites for less than $1,000. So this is in that nice kind of mid to high end range at $896, for example, on Amazon. The 42 inch is a really great TV if you just want something for like your personal room. If you want a gaming display, a lot of people, including myself, are using this as like a PC monitor. And that's because of the 120 refresh rates. That's because of the true, OLED and the blacks and the colors here and just how great the image looks while being a kind of 42-inch size, which is a little bit more digestible to put on something like a desk. They have a mid-ground with a 48-inch and a 55-inch, 65, all those standard sizes as you move up the kind of spectrum there. But this runs WebOS, which I'm a huge fan of. So the tvOS that this runs is much more smoother, in my opinion, versus Samsung. It's the reason I have 3 LG C1, C10, and C2s in my household right now. So again, really, really great TV. You can't go wrong with this either. On the Sony spectrum, I just want to quickly mention it. The Sony A95K is also on sale right now on sites like Best Buy and Amazon. I haven't personally used it, but it's definitely up there in top 3 category of the best TVs you can get right now. All right, with that high end out of the way, let's talk a little bit about the best budget TVs. I have not personally used this. I have seen these in stores, but this is my recommendation typically when people want to get a more lower end TV in the terms of the price range, like they don't want to spend necessarily $500 or more. The Hisense U6H is a really, really great bang for your buck TV. It comes with Google TV, has a really decent panel at 4K, and it comes in sizes from 55, 65, and 75, and at certain cases, you can get this for below $400. So right now, Hisense U6H, my budget pick, and what I typically recommend to people who are asking me for a good 4K TV to get without breaking the bank necessarily, Hisense U6H, a really great all-around panel TV and bang for your buck option. All right, that gets us out of the TVs. Let's talk about laptops. Laptops are a little bit harder on the PC side, I will say right now. There's just so many laptops out there. I don't have like a go-to laptop recommendation when it comes to PC specifically. However, in my business, we typically have to deploy a lot of PCs and it always varies, but I tend to stick with brands like Dell, more specifically the Dell XPS line. So you can go on Dell's direct site and find a lot of deals right now. There's going to be deals all across the internet for Dells. So my recommendation for PC and the brand I like to use is the Dell series, so check that out. Of course, you can always go on sites like Newegg and just shop all the PC laptops that they have in the Black Friday deals across different brands. Do your research, of course, when it comes to like the specific laptop you're going to get. Nowadays for PCs, I'd say like trying to get something with at least 16 gigs of RAM at the bare minimum, getting yourself a decent size depending on your preference and use case. Brands, again, I like Dell are ones I tend to lean to. Obviously, there's all sorts of brands that you can get, and there's first-party manufacturer brands like the Microsoft Surface tablets, which are very, very popular. I've used a couple of these, and they've only kind of gone better over time. So there's the Surface Pro 9, Surface Pro 8, even the Surface Go, which is all on sale right now directly from Microsoft. So for first-party kind of solutions, look at things like Microsoft Surface. I would definitely recommend those. And a couple other ones that we've deployed, and I think these are really great for like students or just like kids, even more so, are the Chromebooks. If you're just looking for a very basic, straightforward laptop that can do like web browsing, basic productivity like office tools and stuff like that, this does use that kind of Chrome OS, but this is really ideal for that situation. Like gets you the bare minimum, has a nice touchscreen. For example, specifically the one I'm looking at here, I believe is the C36 or C56 series. Yeah, these ones right here go for less than $400. Really basic, really great, easy to use laptops, and nice form factor, nice portability, and they even convert into a nice like little touchscreens that you can use here. So again, these are like versatile laptops that you can use all running that Chrome OS, and definitely something I would recommend for like a student or somebody who's maybe younger and they don't need a full-blown laptop to take a look at some of the Asus Chromebooks out there as a recommendation. Now, on the Apple spectrum of things, of course, Apple doesn't have a ton of actual like deals directly on their site right now. However, there is a lot of deals going on via Amazon. So the funny thing is, if you were going to buy a laptop right now, you can look at Amazon's Black Friday deals. They have a ton of deals going on for the MacBooks right now. Apple does have a deal per se. It's more so you get a gift card back. So if you spend a certain amount of money, through the 28th, you'll get a gift card on specific purchases. So if I go to Max here, I think you get, $250 gift card. So what a lot of retailers are doing right now, it's like they're taking $250 off the laptop on Amazon or so on and so forth. Whereas with Apple, you'll get it for the standard price, and then you'll get a $250 gift card to use on top of that. So you can kind of decide which way you want to slice it and how you want to go about getting that deal. Again, whether it's going to be through Amazon or directly from Apple. Personally, right now, when it comes to Macs, what I would recommend if you're in the market for Macs, the M1 or M2 MacBook Airs are really solid deals all around. So you can get this for as little as $1,000, and you can obviously spec it upwards. These are going to be great for a majority of users out there. I've deployed literally hundreds of these in the last year. These are amazing laptops with the M1 or M2 chip. And it's not going to go wrong. Even on the 8 gig baseline model, it's going to handle a lot of what you can throw at it, even some of the more heavier tasks like video or photo editing. So for an all-around laptop, whether it's a student, somebody you're trying to gift that needs like a new laptop in their life and they're privy to the Mac or Apple side, the MacBook Airs are a really solid choice to go with. Obviously, on the higher end spectrum for people who may be looking for professional use cases, the MacBook Pros are what you're going to want to go with, and there's some sales on those right now, both on Amazon and of course just directly on Apple's website. So again, take advantage of these MacBook Pros sales right now if you're going to be getting one of them anyway. You can go ahead and take a look at Amazon and Apple and take advantage of those deals. I'll be sure to link to some of those down below in the description. All right, now let's talk about mobile. I think this kind of gets us away from the big ticket items now into just general tech categories. Mobile is what I want to talk about next, and we have a lot of options here. There's just a lot of mobile deals going on right now, from the Samsung Galaxy Fold being 22% off, for example. Now, this is, again, on the higher end. If you're looking at like premium flagship phones, obviously, they're going to cost over $1,000 nowadays. But then you get into the Google Pixel range, for example, like the Google Pixel 7 at $500, the Google Pixel 7 Pro at $749, 17% off. I personally have not used Android in a while. I'm an iPhone user, I will say. But if I was to go Android in my experience of testing, I would probably side with the Pixel, just like it's the closest to what I would go with right now. The 6A on the lower end side at $300, 33% off. So looking on Amazon, Android has a lot of great deals out there for like their world of phones. Apple, again, you're not really going to find anything in the iPhone range in terms of deals other than that $250 or whatever the rebate they're doing right now for iPhones on their Black Friday shopping. So it's kind of like if you were going to get an iPhone, it's a $50 gift card. There you go. Apple's just betting that this $50 gift card might push you over the edge, but they're not giving you any major discounts, unfortunately. So consider the secondhand market maybe if you're really looking for a heavier discount. Now, getting into the tablet category when it comes to mobile, I still think the iPads are kind of king when it comes to tablets. Apple has just really dominated the space. Unlike the mobile phone industry where you have a ton of variety and options nowadays, I still think the iPad is like the standard tablet to get. And you can get last year's model for as cheap as $269, for example. But of course, you can go on Apple's direct site and get their latest and greatest iPads, iPad minis, iPad Pros. Those are all on there as well. But even last year's models are a really great way to look at. For example, the iPad Pro, the non-M2 version, I guess, non-M2 version, it's on sale as well on Amazon. The iPad Pro 11-inch is on sale on Amazon. So there are certain deals going on via Amazon that you can kind of take advantage of. It's nothing crazy, as you can see here, for even the latest gen hardware. But again, if you were in the market for it anyways, might be time for you to pick it up depending on what you're looking for. Again, consider last year's model. If you don't need all the bells and whistles, or you're getting this from like a loved one or significant other and they don't really care about the latest and greatest, you can definitely save a couple $100 by getting previous gen models that are still going to be very, very sufficient. So for a really easy example, I just recently bought the iPad Pro M2. That iPad Pro M1 is still a really solid device, and most people wouldn't even notice the difference if you just handed it to them, and that's going to be cheaper out the gate. So take advantage of that. Now, if you are looking for tablets outside of the Apple ecosystem, for example, Amazon, their Fire tablet series, these are great for kids. These are just great for like basic tablet devices that you may want to give to a kid or a loved one who doesn't really need maybe or care about the Apple ecosystem and they just want something to watch movies on, to do basic functions on, the Fire series of tablets, whether it's the HD10, HD8, and so on, are very, very affordable, less than nearly $100 here. So take advantage of these. Really, really great, especially if you're already in the Amazon ecosystem. Again, you can get these all over. Look, this one's $55 for the HD8. Again, they're not going to have all the crazy bells and whistles where you can do like a ton of gaming and crazy stuff on it, but surprisingly, they have a lot of features and functionality. So really, really great, I think, for kids specifically, where you don't want to break the bank and get them something super expensive, but something that they might enjoy. And then lastly, Samsung has made strides, I will say, on the higher end tablet spectrum. I'm not going to say the iPad's the only great tablet out there, but I think the Tab Ultra series, the S8 specifically, has definitely made some great strides. So look at their Black Friday deals directly on the Samsung website if you're interested in a higher end Android tablet specifically. Me personally, I still just think the iPads are kind of king of this category, so that's why I kind of lean that way personally. All right, carrying on in the mobile category, let's talk about smartwatches. There is a slew of smartwatch sales right now. I think wearables and fitness tech is really big right now. It's making a big scene as of late and becoming more commonplace with these trackers and whatnot. The Apple Watch Ultra, one that I recently picked up maybe about a month ago, give or take. Big fan of this, loving this. It's 8% off, so nothing crazy or huge, but you can check it out on Amazon or you can get it on Apple's site directly and take advantage of their deals. The Apple Watch Series 8, the current flagship series, nothing crazy here. They just do some bundling prices that you can get, but the previous gen models, like the Series 7 or the SE, they also have some really serious sales right now. I think there's like an SE that was going for $100 on Amazon. So if you're looking to get into the Apple ecosystem of smartwatches, check out what they have to offer on Amazon and Apple. On the Android side of things, if you're a Google Pixel user, then the Google Pixel Watch is 15% off right now. The Samsung Galaxy 4, I have a couple friends who have this, and again, if you're in the the Android ecosystem, a lot of people love this. And the Samsung Health app and all they have going on there has its own ecosystem as well, so definitely something to check out if you're more on the Android side of things. The Samsung Galaxy Watch. And then with that, I kind of want to switch up categories here and jump into the smart home category. So this is just a category of its own. This is one that I've invested heavily in the last couple years, but there's just so much to go in this category. There's so many deals, so many brands, so many accessories. So I'm going to kind of keep it broad here and just give some general recommendations. But let's start with lights. I think lights tend to be the biggest smart home or the simplest smart home product to convey. And again, there's just so many deals here. I mean, Philips Hue is my personal recommendation when it comes to lights. I know this is a more expensive ecosystem and you're buying into the ecosystem at that, but if you want quality and reliability and longevity in terms of a brand, Philips is a brand that's going to be around for quite a while. So again, on the higher spectrum, you have all these Philips deals that you can kind of take advantage of. You can look across Amazon to see the deals. But there's deals like this, for example, that I would highly recommend checking out. Amazon has these deals for the Echo 4th Gen, where you get an Echo Dot, essentially, and you get a free bulb. And like these are just deals that are really, really great because you get a controller and something that will act as a hub, and then you get a bulb. So if you're like trying to start your smart home ecosystem and kind of dip your toe in the water, look at deals like this. I think there's another deal I have in the slew of tabs where there's even a cheaper option, but my tabs here are just kind of all over the place. As you can see, here it is, the 5th gen. You get the 5th gen Echo Dot, which I just recently picked up as well, with a bulb. This is the Philips Hue white bulb, so it doesn't do colors, but for $25. Like, that deal is insane. It's worth it alone for one of the items, and the fact that you get both of them is just great. You get the Echo Dot, which is a smart speaker and system, and then you get the bulb thrown in there. So take advantage of the bundle deals at the very least if you're starting your ecosystem, or you just want to add on to your ecosystem. Maybe you want another bulb, and you get a free Echo Dot out of it. So be sure to check that out. Carrying along here, Philips in their own website has like 30% off directly on their products, so be sure to check out their products directly on their website to kind of get some certain deals out there. But Philips Hue is generally what I recommend when it comes to a lighting ecosystem, even though it does tend to cost a little bit more. That said, there's some alternatives out there. Govee is another very, very popular brand that I'm looking to check out more. They do a lot of similar products to Philips Hue. They offer the strips, they have the floor lamps, they have like this TV backlight system that a lot of people are a big fan of. Essentially, you put this kind of camera on the top or bottom of your TV, and it will look at what's going on your TV and color match it to kind of give this ambiance. You put these kind of strips and stuff on the back of your TV, and it can match the content that's being displayed. The reason I do like Govi's solution, minus the kind of camera accessory you have to put on there, versus the Philips Hue HDMI box, which I have, is it doesn't matter what content you're playing. With the Philips Hue box, you have to have like an HDMI connection for it to detect it. So what that means is if you use your TV OS, it's not going to detect the content that's being displayed, whereas the Govi will determine and detect whatever it is you're playing, because it's just a camera looking at the TV display and matching it based on that. So Govi is a really, really great solution, an alternative to something like the Philips Hue lineup. Next up here, there is also LIFX, another big brand that's very, very popular when it comes to alternatives. They do some cheaper alternatives to bulbs, strips, and they do some cool different products that you can check out as far as their like LIFX lines and stuff like that. They compete with brands like Nanoleaf, which is another brand that I use. I have one back here behind my TV. So again, check these out if you're looking for lighting. LIFX, Govi, Philips Hue, all really, really great brands with sales right now. At the end of the day, there's a ton of brands out there. There's some cheaper ones, there's some higher end ones. I'd say if you can focus on getting things that are Thread or Matter supported, or more specifically Matter supported. If you don't know about smart homes, essentially it's just an alliance, it's a compliance, it's a standard that going forward will unify the smart homes. A lot of the major manufacturers, like I mentioned, Philips, are going to be supporting Matter, and it's going to be great because as you get more and more different products and ecosystems in your smart home, Matter is going to make sure they can all kind of talk to each other and work together rather than independently. So just something to keep in mind. All right, moving on. Controllers and displays. I wanted to quickly mention this. If I go to Amazon, there's sales for like the Echo Shows, for example. If you're looking for a smart home ecosystem, you're going to want something as kind of a center hub or something to use to interface and control all these products. All the Echo Shows are on sale, so if you're in the Amazon A-Word ecosystem like I am, then you can go for the Echo Shows. The Nest Hubs from Google, if you're in the Google ecosystem, are also going to be on sale across different sites. So not obviously, maybe not Amazon, but I guarantee you, yeah, there's deals across different manufacturers right now where you can get the Nest Hub for a couple bucks cheaper. So definitely check that out if you're in the Google ecosystem. And then if you're in the Apple ecosystem, the Apple HomePod is still available. No discounts there, but it's available for $99 on Apple's website. Okay, a couple other smart home products. Another big category that tends to be very popular during these Black Friday seasons is the smart home robots and the robot vacuums. This is like the Roborock S7 Max Ultra, and as the name implies, it's at the top end. This thing is $1,000, and that's with the 24% discount. Yeah, this thing is absolutely crazy. It does washing, mopping, vacuuming, of course, but it uses a lot of crazy technology and AI to really map out its ecosystem, and you know, it can do a lot of crazy stuff. Obviously, that's the higher end spectrum. There's brands like iRobot and the Roomba i3 specifically in the Evo line that are much more digestible in terms of price points. Obviously, still expensive, but there's a range of products out there. I like the Roborock brand. I like the iRobot brand. I've tested a couple of these in the past. So these are brands that you can't really go wrong with when it comes to smart vacuums. All right. Next up, I have some smart locks here. Smart locks. If you're investing in the smart home ecosystem and maybe you're retrofitting out your house to get rid of those old locks, locks like the Level Lock is a really great kind of classic. It's like very subtle and inconspicuous. You wouldn't really necessarily know it's a smart lock by looking at it. But this is a really great touchless entry lock that you can use here that works with Bluetooth, HomeKit, a lot of those great systems here. So the Level Lock is definitely something you can check out. It's 24% off right now. Other recommendations, the Yale Lock. This is usually touted as one of the best, easy to use kind of smart home locks. It has massive support across the board from Google, Amazon, and Apple. This is going for $299 right now on Amazon, but I know that you can find this lock for sure on sale right now. If I just look it up, Azure Lock SL. Yeah, this is going to be available for sale for sure come Cyber Monday. I know it was a little bit cheaper right now. For example, it's like $159 on Best Buy, but this is going to be something that definitely picks up and drops again on Cyber Monday. The August Smart Lock, this is 31% off right now. Very common brand in the smart lock industry, the August Lock, and it's known because you can just kind of put it on the inside of your door, and that kind of makes it more inconspicuous, and it works with a lot of locks and supports a bunch of different kind of mounting hardware. And again, massive support across all the ecosystems. So August Lock, check that out if you're looking for a smart lock right now. All right, in kind of conjunction with that, smart home doorbells are very, very popular as well, especially for this holiday season. Ring doorbell kind of is one of the big standards out there. I know they were purchased by Amazon, and some people have like gripes about their whole subscription service and kind of how their model works. But if you are interested in it, it's 35% off right now. Alternatively, there's a lot of other brands and deals out there. The Wisecam is another big one. I've used some of their cameras in the past. They have a lot of great offerings in their ecosystem, from the lower end budget cameras that you can get for like, I think the one I got was like $20, to the floodlight systems like this for $70, which are really great for like driveways or outdoor solutions. So if you're looking for smart security systems, Wyze, again, is a very, very popular one. Ring is obviously out there. There's obviously the Nest category of products. Amazon has their Blink series. And then, there's just a whole range of smart home systems out there that you can easily find that are definitely going to be on sale right now. Some honorable mentions when it comes to the smart home category. There's a brand like this, SwitchBot, that I really, really like. They make a really cool products. They're doing like site-wide sales right now of like 25% off. They do the SwitchBot curtain to kind of automate your curtains. I use this, the SwitchBot Bot, as it's named. This makes like any switch that you wouldn't make traditionally smart, the ability to make it smart. So you can attach this to your lights. I've done this in my apartment since I can't really replace some of the light rocker switches. This makes any non-traditional switch a smart switch by trade. But you can do this for all sorts of stuff. You can attach this to computers. I've tested it on that to automate that. You can put them on timers. You can control them all from this interface. Really, really cool products. Keep in mind, you do need a hub to control some of these products, depending on what they may be. But again, this is the SwitchBot ecosystem that you can check out. And they do a bunch of cool different stuff across the spectrum of smart home products here. So SwitchBot, 25% off right now. They even do smart locks and cameras as well. So all in one. All right, moving into the last couple categories here. Gaming. If you want to check out gaming sales right now, these are all over the place. There's so much that you can get here. I wanted to kind of start off with Steam, the kind of PC marketplace. They tend to do sales around this time of year, and right now they have an autumn sale going on where you can check out games that you might be interested in and get, pricing from 70% off, 75% off. There's certain games on here that are just like dirt cheap. So if you're looking to increase your backlog of games that you need to play, of course, check out the Steam autumn sale. But in that same vein, of course, consoles are a big discussion this time of year, especially with the holidays as gifts. Consoles are in a weird place right now. You can definitely get things like the Xbox Series X or S across major retailers like Walmart or Target or Best Buy even, and these are in decent stock. And often right now you're going to find bundles or deals on these major manufacturers, for example, for the Series S right now, to save a couple $100 or if not a little bit more, or just get a bundled game in there to kind of sweeten the pot. So the Xbox Series, you're pretty well covered here, whether it's a Series X or Series S. The PlayStation side, a little bit more difficult right now. The PS5s are still tremendously hard to get, but this is going to be hopefully something around holiday season, which there's definitely going to be a restock, but going to be a pretty mass rush for these. In the meantime, I will say if you have somebody who already has a PS5, taking advantage of deals like this where the controller is about $20 off, give or take, for the DualSense controllers that you can get right now, as well as the headsets on Walmart. This is $30 off for the PS5 Pulse headset. So obviously if consoles are out of question, or if somebody already has a console, consider getting accessories right now for yourself. Things like headsets, controllers, games, of course, for that gamer in your life or for yourself. Another deal, if you don't already take advantage of it, things like stocking up on your online memberships, Game Pass, PlayStation Plus. I think they have deals for both renewing and or just brand new. And this is always a good time to really stock up on those like extra 3-month cards or whatever it is, because you're going to save 10, 15, 25% in some cases on these subscriptions anyway. So if you were going to do it and you're going to stay a member for the foreseeable future, it doesn't hurt to save for those purchases in the long run. Some other honorable mentions I will say outside of these is to check out sites like G2A.com, which have Black Friday sales to get games across different categories. This can be digital codes. This could be games for Steam and keys. This is a gray marketplace, I think is the terminology here, in the sense that it's other people reselling these keys. So there's some moral high ground for sites like this or CD keys and whatnot. I've had nothing but really great experiences on this. But of course, it's not first party, so proceed with caution when you're buying any of these things. Always look at seller ratings and look at their positive feedback ratings. But for me personally, I bought a ton of games off of G2A. I've never had a bad experience. And even the stories I've heard where you've had bad experiences, I've heard it mostly remedied. So again, proceed with caution there. Other accessories that you may want to consider for the gamer in your life, things like headsets and wireless headsets. I really like this SteelSeries Arctis 9X that I recently picked up from my Xbox Series X. I believe the 9X is also backwards compatible with things like the PlayStation 5 or PCs. It's a Bluetooth headset at the end of the day. But yeah, while it's made for the Xbox, it's versatile. I know they make one for the PS5 and it's like PS5 themed. But something like this from SteelSeries is a solid all-around, very comfortable wireless gaming headset. And again, another really great popular thing you can pick up right now, controllers. Like I mentioned earlier, this is not on sale at the moment, but I imagine you'll easily find this on sale on Cyber Monday or the holidays. The Core 2 controller. It's the variation of this right here, which I recently picked up as well, which is the Elite controller. The Core 2 is just slightly cheaper. It doesn't have all the bells and whistles and all the accessories. But if you're looking for like a really upgraded controller and just something more premium than the standard controller, check out the Xbox Elite series, whether it's a Core 2 or just the standard new Elite Series 2. And then PlayStation has their own coming out in a couple weeks, I think, or early January, if I'm not mistaken. All right. Now, moving into the gaming category, obviously I can't forget the PCs out there and the PC users and PC Master Race folks. Monitors. There's a huge assortment of gaming monitors out there, and there's no one recommendation that really gets them all. But if you're in the lower budget, higher end budget, mid-range budget, trust me, there's something that's going to be on sale. Whether it's the crazy ultra-wide curves like the Samsung Odyssey series, which I have seen and tested out before, very big fan of these. The G9s, the crazy Arc that's out right now is even on sale at Best Buy. But yeah, these are going to be on sale, a couple $100 off. I do have some general recommendations, and I opened a couple tabs here earlier. The Dell S27 series, I hate monitor names. I have a variation of this, 32-inch. These are really great entry-level gaming monitors. This is less than $200 right now. This will get you that 144 hertz. This will get you, G-Sync compatible or FreeSync, depending on the graphics card that you have. 27 inch is a pretty standard, great size for gamers, and it's a great panel, decent monitor, and again, at its current price point, you can't go wrong. This is really, really great if you're just looking to kind of boost your gaming setup, or you recently built a custom-built PC and you want a monitor to kind of support that. Great for FPS games with that 144 hertz support. I think as a standard, if you're shopping for gaming monitors right now, 144 hertz at the bare minimum is going to be your best option. There's 240 hertz. There's even like 320 nowadays, but that's like not necessary for most people. 144 hertz will suit most people fine. So yeah. Check out the Dells. The Asus ToughLine is another very highly recommended, very popular gaming monitor that you can get, and definitely something I've used in the past. So the Asus ToughLine you cannot go wrong with. And then again, from there, there's just so many other options that you can go into. LG makes some really great gaming monitors. Like I said, Samsung has really great Odyssey lineups. Just kind of look, I would say if you're looking for a gaming monitor right now, keep things in mind like the refresh rate. You want to get 144 hertz as a bare minimum. The panel type might matter to you, whether it's like a TN panel or so on and so forth, depending on what you're looking for, colors, viewing angles, things of that nature. Size and resolution, the physical size of the monitor in terms of like, I like 27 as a bare minimum. That's just like me. I tend to like my monitors in bigger sizes. So 27 is like my bare minimum requirement, but some people are okay with 24 inch or what have you. And then the resolution. This is where it really varies. Some people swear by 1080p and they're fine with 1080p. Some people like that middle ground of a 1440p monitor. And then some people on the more premium end want something that's going to be future-proof, and they want something like a 4K monitor. But keeping in mind, you always want to make sure that your graphics card, the thing that's driving it, the computer, is going to support it and, of course, be able to drive that many pixels. So keep those in mind when you're shopping for a gaming monitor. All right, carrying on with the gamer category. Like I mentioned earlier, there's just so many other accessories, and I don't even know if I linked to them here, but there's a ton of gaming accessories out there, right? Mice, keyboards, the whole lot. Newegg, Amazon, direct manufacturers are going to have sales and deals, so find the brands that you like, do your research, and see if there's a deal coming up. I want to move into the audio category here because I want to show some love to the audio users out there. Not necessarily audiophiles, but just general audio users. Things like the Apple AirPods are going to be on sale right now on sites like Amazon. Apple Insider has this nice little tracker that they use to show you the different options. But the AirPods 2, the latest Pro generations, are like $50 off in certain cases right now. The standard AirPods on Amazon are 50% off right now. So this is the second generation, of the Apple AirPods. Again, if you're looking for a pair of AirPods or you're looking to upgrade your current ones, take advantage of these deals right now. Number one bestseller right now on Amazon. And then on the higher end for Apple users out there, the AirPods Max. I honestly picked up a pair of these. These are very, very pricey, and I don't recommend it for everybody. But if you're just in that ecosystem and you want it, it's 18% off right now. Otherwise, I would say to look at other solutions out there, and more specifically right now, if I go into Amazon, a couple headsets I recommend. The XM4s by Sony. I actually had a pair of these, and I replaced my AirPods Max with them. Love these. These are my travel headphones. These are amazing noise-canceling headphones. On Best Buy right now, so I'm looking at them on Amazon, they're going for like $289. I think it's Best Buy at the moment, where these are like significantly cheaper. So Sony XM4s. And keeping in mind that, so these are like $228 right now, saving $120. These are the last generation model. The Sony XM5s, which had mixed reviews compared to the XM4s, but still great nonetheless. If you want like a solid noise canceling headphone and you want the latest edition, these are $51 off. But I honestly think a majority of people out there, if you're looking for great music, traveling, noise canceling over the ear headphones, these XM4s will actually be my top pick right now for like best price to performance ratio. So check them out if you're interested in that outside of the Apple ecosystem. Honorable mention to Sonos. Audio listeners, if you want wireless audio, if you want multi-room audio in your household, Sonos is just one of my favorite brands and products right now. I own an unhealthy amount of these, but whether it is a soundbar, a portable Bluetooth-like speaker, high-end premium speakers, high-end Dolby Atmos soundbars, subs, and or just portable, easy, great room-filling speakers, Sonos is a really great audio system. If you don't know about it, it's wireless audio, meaning you set all these up, they physically have wires, but when you connect them to your network, you can pair them with each other. You can play room across your household. You can match the bedroom and the bathroom to play the same song. It's a kind of like that store experience when you walk into a store and you kind of hear music playing throughout. This is an easy way to achieve that at a decent price point from entry level all the way to kind of premium spectrum. So Sonos, I highly stand by these products. I have a ton of them throughout my office right now. I think I have 5 speakers in this room alone. That's because a portion of them are for a surround setup. But yeah, that's the cool thing. You can kind of build upon your setup and upgrade it over time. All right. Lastly, I want to talk to my creators out there, my YouTubers, my fellow vloggers, what have you. There's a ton of deals that you can go and get right now when it comes to creative content out there. Of course, there's the hardware, taking advantage of things like SD cards that are always going to go on sale during these Black Friday / Cyber Monday deals. Never hurts to have more SD cards and more storage for your cameras. Cameras themselves and lenses are probably going to have some pretty decent deals depending on where you shop, whether it's B&H or different websites and Amazon. Take advantage of those cameras or lenses that you may have been after. Microphones are always a good option, whether it's microphones like these and these kind of condenser microphone options, or clip-ons and lavs and boom mics from companies like Rode or Joby. down to hard drives, and I mean it in all spectrums, right? Specifically when it comes to like backup or external drives, these always go on sale during this time of year, and storage is one thing that's gotten tremendously cheaper. I remember 10 years ago getting a terabyte drive was like mind-blowing and how much those cost. You can get terabyte drives for like less than $80 in some cases now. So it never hurts to check out these deals. If you're a content creator in any spectrum on any format, look at the tools that you use, look at the things that you can always use more of, and it never hurts to have more, whether it's backup storage, internal storage, what have you. Take advantage of those sales and deals. Alternatively, look at online software programs. I don't think this is something that most people typically look into, but like I know there's a lot of websites that sell stock photos or stock footage or like premium effects that you can get for a discount during this time of year. That includes courses as well if you want to kind of sharpen up your skills. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I've been talking for well over now 40 minutes. This has been a jam-packed Black Friday holiday tech extravaganza. If you made it this far, shout out to you. If you just jumped through the timestamps to the categories that were relevant to you, all the more power to you. Hope you enjoyed. Hope this saves you some money. Hope this saves you some, extra savings that you can use to roll over into the holiday/New Year season. And as always, thanks a lot for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.